Say about the AFC South. So I think
There was something interesting to say about that.
Early, they weren't expected to have that 13-game win streak like they did last year.
This is the gift that God has given me to be able to help.
So no, am I correct?
I'm not.
Am I correct?
you are correct.
Why blame? Why you're blaming?
I have a question for Carolyn. Carolyn, hold on. I have a question for you.
Yeah. No,
It's- All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back on the Doug Saravo Show, which is brought to you by Unsolicited Role Models, the role models you may not want, but you may just need. We got Jimmy Drust with me today, which means it is our sports talk show. You know, the last two times they have been political episodes, so now we're back on the sports, Jimbo.
Yes, we are.
All right, so let's get started with some NFL talk because a lot of teams can clinch.
A lot of teams have clinched already.
A lot of teams have clinched. The Buffalo Bills won their division.
Well, that was already I think a couple weeks ago. I think that was.
Yeah, that was a lock the way they've been
Yeah.
rolling.
I think it was against.
It was a snow game.
Oh yeah, San Fran.
Yeah, they played San Fran Sunday night.
Yeah.
And before we get into our bracket and all that, I want to talk about the Buffalo Bills for a second because I brought this up with David Mendoza yesterday at the Sirens hockey game. I do not like the fact that the Buffalo Bills keep giving up 40-plus points.
Okay.
You're not going to win in the playoffs giving up 40. Now, they've been scoring 40, but I think we expected this from the defense when they got rid of a lot of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been very inconsistent on the defensive end. I don't think they could go far on the defensive side.
I can't actually disagree with you because it actually is true because the defense could hold, but at the same time, if you're gonna play teams like the Lions, teams like the Rams, or teams just like AFC side, who's a good offensive team. We say the Bengals. That's gonna be a high scoring game.
Yeah.
And your defense needs to lock down. Like, perfect example, if you're going to play Cincinnati, you need to be like Pittsburgh. That could do the same, but defensively take the ball away three times. And that eliminates them scoring on you and also gives you a chance to score and also milk that clock.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what Buffalo has to do if they play a team like that. But also, the problem is if they can't stop it, then it's all going to be on Josh Allen. And Josh Allen's going to do whatever he wants, like whatever he needs to beat any team. So that could cause injury and get him out for this because he is the MVP.
Oh, yeah.
There's no question.
No denying it.
I think I predict that he would win MVP?
I think a few weeks ago you said you had
No,
Josh.
I think at the beginning of the season I thought we did.
I think you did too. But I know a few weeks ago.
You gotta look at that clip and let me know.
Yeah, I'll definitely look it up and see what I could put up.
Yeah, but I thought he would have a good season and drag that team. Or I might have said Tyreek Hill maybe too if he would have broke 2,000.
Oh yeah, that's what you said. You said
It might have
Tyreek
been
if
that
he
one,
puts
but
up
I also thought
2,000.
Josh Allen could if he carried that team the way he is now. Because they're still trying to compare him to Lamar. Last year, Lamar's doing what Josh Allen's doing now,
Yeah.
but with a lesser. Lamar has a team around him.
Mm-hmm.
Good running game.
Mhm.
Receiving core is decent and everything. Josh Allen is doing with James Cook that's decent, but he's not averaging the big yards that he should be.
Mm-hmm.
And then a receiving core that's just makeshift on its own. They definitely need another receiver on that team. He's doing it all himself. I mean, his numbers might be not that great, but he's doing it all himself. That Rams game and Lions game proved it itself. He scored five or six touchdowns against the Rams, and he scored 5 against the Lions.
Something like that.
I think so. Come on.
Because if you go back to that Lions game, the Lions could have tied it up.
They could have.
They could have, and I think that's going to be a problem for Buffalo moving forward.
Just the defense.
Yeah, because it's back-to-back
Well,
weeks
especially when you gotta play-
giving up 40, putting up 40.
Well, unless we got to play Baltimore again, that could do that again to them. Houston definitely can as well. If they get healthy at the right time. But I still think it's makeshift with them. Pittsburgh could absolutely do it too if they get healthy as well. Because Pickens is out for another week.
Yeah.
So, but every game's now, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game.
Yeah, Buffalo's defense worries me, especially if you go in the Super Bowl and you're going to play a high team that puts up points, the highest offense, like the Eagles,
Think about it.
the Lions.
Think about it too, though. If they get the number 1 or number 2 seed, they got to play whoever's coming out of there. So maybe the Chargers or maybe Denver, which they could definitely put points against. Because I'm liking Denver to get in, but at the same time, the reason why they're winning games is because they're in the middle of the pack. And they were crappy last year, so that's why they're playing all the crappy teams.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the defense is playing well. I'm not taking anything away from them. But they are, I believe the Chargers are and the Rams are, I think, 1-4 against teams. Washington is like 1-something against teams over 500. And they're like 4-1 against teams that are below that.
Yeah.
Same with the Chargers and the Denver Broncos. They're the same record. So, I don't know. I wouldn't put it past them. But we'll see, because it's still anyone's game. Like, I'll say this. You say about Buffalo. I say the same thing about Kansas City.
Yeah, they had. There's a stat, I think. You look at teams that didn't put up like 30 points.
It's them.
Yeah, you got like the Giants, the Raiders, the Jaguars, and the Chiefs are up there, and they're 13 and 1.
Score at least 20. And that's a problem.
Yeah, I don't think the Chiefs are going to be this magical.
Well, especially now, Pat Mahomes. That's the other issue. He's hurt, and it's not like you're in the last leg of, like, in the regular season. You're still contention to get the number 1 seed, and you got to play Houston, Pittsburgh, and Denver. Those are 3 hard games that you had to go by. Especially, you got to go play in Houston. I think you got to go play I think you're playing home against you. Whatever, either one. You got to go play in Pittsburgh, and then you got to go to Denver.
Mm-hmm.
Those are 3 hard games.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone expected that.
What, like Patrick Mahomes getting hurt, or the way they're playing?
Not the number 1 seed and be 13 and 1 and not put up 30 points.
Exactly. I just feel like there's something going on there too, because there's no way. They're just getting lucky, and our luck is going to run out.
Yeah, that's why I think they'll be 1 and done.
So I think because that, or if they, well, who knows? Because that's why I want either Buffalo or Pittsburgh to get that number 1. I think Buffalo is the better shot, because I could see, or even number 3 spot. Because think about it, I think Houston's locked for the 4. Either 4 or 3. I think they're locked for one of those. So you could say the same for Pittsburgh and Baltimore, because they get interchangeable.
Yeah.
But if Kansas City gets the 2 or 3 spot, you're either playing Pittsburgh or Baltimore or Denver. Because number 2 is going to get whoever is going to get the last person, which it could be the Chargers, or it could be any of the teams in the hunt, like the Colts or the Chargers or the Bengals or Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the 3 that have to make a run at the end.
Like, I know we've seen it before where the Chiefs go on this magical run, but I think the magic dies.
I don't see it, because they had it at the end of the season, though. They were like killing teams and everything.
Yeah.
That the teams that should be killing, they killed last year. That all the games that they've been in, 1-score game.
Mm-hmm.
Has it been only game that? Yeah, all of them have been 1-score game.
Yeah.
So they haven't put people away. It's just they're getting lucky.
Mm-hmm. They are.
So I just feel like if any team like Buffalo, Baltimore, if they got a shot at them, they're not going to miss. And I think Chiefs fans should be worried, because I think you might get a retirement from Kelsey. I think he's done.
Yeah, I could see that
I think
happening.
he's done. He's not the same as he was last year. I think last year was his magical run because of the whole Taylor Swift thing. And it's true.
No, I know.
And now this year, because it's so not even on to her, nobody really cares anymore about it. So now it's just like, okay, so Kansas City's done now. Like they don't have nothing going with them, and I think that defense is shaky at best. I mean, yeah, they played great last week, but you're playing Cleveland with a backup quarterback with Jameis Winston. That's like hit or miss.
Yeah, you never know.
He's like either he's on or he's really off.
All right, so we got our brackets for us, and this is going to be our final bracket that we think is going to happen
Like what's the playoff picture?
based on the current standings. So I'm going to start with my NFC side, and then you'll do the AFC
Yep.
side.
Absolutely.
So I think Philly ends up with home field.
So Philly's number one.
Yeah, Philly's number one.
Okay, so Philly.
Philly has home field.
Okay.
Number 2 is going to be Detroit.
Okay, I figured. I think we are kind of in the same boat in that. We'll see.
Number 3 is going to be LA.
The Rams?
Yeah, they win that division.
Okay.
Number 4 is Tampa.
Okay. So now it's your wild card.
Number 5 is Minnesota.
I agree. Okay.
Number 6 is Green Bay.
7th spot.
Washington.
So what it is right now and everything. So you think Tampa wins most of their games to knock off the Falcons. But
Yeah.
I think the Falcons have to win out just now.
Yeah,
That's all they have
Falcons
to
have
do.
to win out.
They have to win out. Which, if you look at the leg of schedule, they can.
Yeah, they can.
They got to play
With
Carolina.
Michael
They
Penix,
got to
who
play
knows?
Carolina. They got to play, I think, the Saints one more time. And they got to play whoever they're playing this week. It's somebody like Poopy.
Oh.
Who?
Giants.
Oh, who? The Falcons?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So those if those are the last 3 games, then I agree. All right, so we're going to be.
So basically the same teams but different seedings.
Yeah, I think you swapped out. Detroit and Philly.
Yeah, well, we swapped that
I
out.
think you took out San Fran for LA, and I think you had Tampa at 4, or you swapped them. Okay, I like that. And then you had Minnesota, you had Green Bay, Washington. I think is like that team, but I feel like so they're gonna play Detroit. I think they get killed. The Rams are playing Green Bay, which that'll be a good game. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I
that
think
will
Green Bay
be.
wins that one, and then you have Tampa play Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
I think Minnesota wins that. All right, so let's go to mine. I guess.
Yeah, let's see what you got for the AFC
So-
side.
1. I'm gonna go with Buffalo.
Okay.
I'm liking them better. They're playing a lot better, and I think they're last of their leg of their games. It's Patriots, Jets, Patriots.
Yeah, they got an easy schedule.
They got an easy schedule coming up. 2. No, let's go. Let's skip 2. Let's go with my 3, because then you're gonna know who my 2 is as soon as I do it.
Yeah.
So my 3, like we just talked about, I think they lose the last 3 of their games. It's KC.
Kansas City falls to 3.
I can't see falls to 3.
Okay.
Now either
So that means Pittsburgh's too.
I think Pittsburgh's gonna get 2. I think they do enough to win out the last 2 games.
Okay, so they finished what, 13-4?
I think so. I think 13-4 or 12-5.
All right.
One of them. And then 4, they're already gonna lock it up. They already did. Houston.
Yeah, that division's.
So 5, I'm going with Baltimore. I think they lock up the 5 seed. 6, I think they do enough to win. I'm going to go with Denver. The marker's hard. I got to press hard. 7th spot. Now, I think you had a good shot when you said Chargers, like when we first started the season.
yeah.
But I don't know because
Yeah, I don't know either. I think they're falling.
they're falling, and then
They're
so
falling.
then you have 3 other teams that you go choose from. You either got the Bengals, the Miami, or the Colts. And I would go with the Cincinnati, but the only way that happens is if Pittsburgh locks up the other spot, and like if they win the next 2 games, they lock it up.
Yeah.
If they win Saturday,
Since he has to win out.
Cincinnati have to win out, and then they also have to beat Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh, which that'd be a tough game. With the Colts, they got to play Tennessee, and then they got to play Jacksonville one more time.
So I think it remains the same. The seeding's just different. Because I think even if, let's say the Chargers win and the Chargers are in tonight,
Mm-hmm. Denver drops.
I don't think Denver's going to lose out. I think they'll still be in.
Well, they played the Chiefs the last game. Who's the middle one? Who's in between? Who's that in between team? It's somebody. I know
They play the Bengals. So that's going to be tough. But I just think, I don't know. I just think Bo Nix is having a great year.
He's having a great year.
Great coach.
But like I
It's
said,
going to be tough.
well, like I said to you too, though, Bengals are not a bad team offensively, and they're going to put up points. Can Denver stop it enough to take it away?
I don't know. I don't think so.
That's the problem.
I just think it's going to be hard for the Colts to make a run. Miami, I don't know.
Miami is the only one that can see a clear path because of if they play good offensively, especially you got to play San Fran. San Fran's fell apart.
Yeah, San Fran.
Completely fell apart. And then they got to play the Jets one more time in New York, or in New Jersey, I should say. And they got to play one more team as well. I forgot. I don't know who the in-between team is. It's a tough flip.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I would still like the Chargers to win. I like them better. So 1 Buffalo, 2 Pittsburgh, 3 Kansas City, 4 Houston, 5 Bengals, 6 Denver, 7 Chargers.
I like it.
Yeah.
Who do you have coming out of the AFC?
As a champion.
Yeah, AFC champion.
So my AFC title game would be, and I said it before, Buffalo and Pittsburgh. I like them. They just look like a better team, even though I know they just lost to Philly. I still think if they get healthy at the right time, they can make a run. It's still a tough game. I love to see Pittsburgh go, but I think this might be Josh Allen's time.
I think so too.
So I'm going to put Buffalo in there.
Yeah,
So I think Buffalo's my AFC winner.
All right, so for the NFC side, before we head to a commercial break, I think the Philadelphia Eagles are going to come out of the NFC.
Yeah.
I truly have faith in them. I think they're the team to beat.
Yeah. I think between that, Philly and Detroit's going to be an excellent NFC title game.
But do not be surprised if somehow the Minnesota Vikings get there. But do not be, because they got to play Tampa, and I think that if they don't win the division, they got to play Tampa.
Well, don't forget, too,
and that's easy.
Week 18, I told you this already. Week 18, it's Minnesota and Detroit. If they both keep winning, that night game is going to be for the NFC North.
Yeah.
So it's winner take all of that, and that's going to be an excellent game.
And then also, watch out for the LA Rams.
Yeah.
I think they could be that team that surprises a lot of
They
people.
can knock off Green Bay, though.
That's going to be a real tough test.
That's
if they
a tough
do,
test because
then
their defense is playing a lot better,
mm-hmm.
and their offense is still. Josh Jacobs has came out of that that situation, and he is finding a home in Green Bay. He is playing so much better.
Mm-hmm.
He's averaging almost like 100 yards a game. He's averaging a touchdown almost every single game. He's not asked to do too much. So he's happy to be there. He's happy to play for a team that actually could go win a title, even though they are playing in a tough NFC North. So I could agree with you. I just think Washington is one and done. think if Tampa plays, if Tampa plays Minnesota, I think Minnesota wins that one.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, Jimmy and I are going to do our college football playoff bracket. This is the first time with 12 teams, so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
We'll be right back.
Sell Malibu at the diner part of the casino.
That they're gonna slip back a little bit. Ben,
Do you ever ask yourself the question as to
For this town, things that haven't been done before.
feel like
It's more than just Joe Biden, though. Like, it's just like people, even people.
Overpay for DeGrom, and I think this is a great way for us to gather some
I'll be looking for another job after this is over, I can tell you that.
Here with your name behind it, hoping that
Why did Trump fire Fauci? He could have gotten rid of him.
There's a lot of things you can have checked out. So,
talk whatever we want.
it's sports. Well, I'll tell you,
no matter, I don't have to worry about my feelings to understand that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back on the Doug Saravo Show, which is brought to you by our good friends at Unsolicited Role Models, the role models you may not want, but you may just need. You may need them. You never know.
Who knows with them?
Yeah, who knows? All right, so college football time. Bowl season is underway, and we're going to do our bracket, which is brought to you by ESPN, their playoff machine. We're going to pull this up, and we're going to go over it. All right, where is it?
Not sponsored yet, but maybe
Not
soon.
sponsored, but it's on their website, so I
Hey,
wanted
if you hear this, ESPN,
yeah,
we're your guys.
yeah, we're your guys. Put us on. All right, where's the share screen?
So
All right.
a lot of you don't know about college. They just did this at the beginning of the
Yeah, they went from 4 teams
4 teams to 12,
to 12.
which I feel like I feel that's better because a lot of teams that are playing like good at the last leg of the season has the opportunity now. Just like like football is, like whoever goes in hot is a good team it might be a team to beat. So, I like it better than it was. Well, I know it's a tradition to have only 4.
Yeah,
I
well, it was
feel
just
like-
the one. It used to be 1 versus 2
I know, and that's
for
crazy.
the bowl game, the BCS.
I know, but I feel like this is a lot better because it puts it more on the platform.
Yeah,
for
and it's
them.
exciting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's look at the first round. Clemson versus Texas. I feel like even though Texas is ranked number 5, I feel like Clemson could win this game.
Oh, it's Clemson number.
They're number 12, but I think they're the better team.
Clemson's good, but I just feel like the Texans have been like decent as well.
They have been, but I feel like Clemson, the way they move the ball, I think Dabo Sweeney's still there.
Yeah.
So they're a good team. They've always been a good team. They just they couldn't gotten the job done the last few
We'll
years.
take underdog in that. We'll take Clemson.
Yeah, I'm taking Clemson.
I'll take Clemson out of there. That's a good little one.
Tennessee versus Ohio State.
That's gonna be a good game.
I think this is going to go either way. I like Ohio State, but the way they've been playing the last few games have been inconsistent
Yep.
football. They struggled against Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody went in there thinking that they were going to beat Michigan, but Michigan won that game, and they had that whole drama on the field.
Yeah.
Ohio State also played Penn State. They struggled against them. So it's like, can they win these games? I still think Ohio State's going to win this game. Will they get far? I am not sure. But I like Ohio State to win this.
I don't know, 'cause my stepdad's a big Ohio State guy, but I think he even said too they struggle way too much,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like Tennessee, they've been playing pretty consistently, and I probably go with them. So
All right, we'll go with Tennessee.
okay,
All right. Penn State versus MSU.
Penn State.
This is probably an easy game.
Yeah, Penn State's been playing fantastic. They from last year to this year, it's just been a big dramatic difference for them, and they've been playing so good. So give me Penn State.
Indiana versus Notre Dame.
Another team that's been playing really good would be Notre Dame.
Notre Dame has been playing good, and they've been struggling. to get to the championship.
Yeah.
And I feel like this could be their year,
Yeah.
but I'm not really exactly sure. I like Indiana football. I think Indiana has a good program, basketball,
Yeah.
and now football. Does Indiana get the job done, or is it Notre Dame?
Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame could go decently far into it.
All right, Clemson versus Arizona State. This could go either way.
I think Clemson gets their dreams done on that one. I think Arizona State might win that one.
All right, Tennessee versus Oregon.
Oh my God. Oregon's been playing out of this world too. I'll take Oregon.
Yeah, I am going with Oregon on this one,
Yeah.
just because of the play of Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
He is one of the best college quarterbacks to date.
Yeah. He's been playing very, very consistently, very, very well.
Oregon is 13-0, 20, but Dylan 20 touchdowns, 3,500 yards,
Yeah.
and only 6 interceptions.
That's really good.
Only 6 interceptions.
Yeah.
That says a lot about his play.
Yeah. He's been playing very, very well.
That says a lot about his play. So I think we got to go with Oregon on
Yeah.
this one.
I'm not going to disagree with you. Go Ducks.
All right. Penn State versus Boise State.
Ooh. I'm still looking Penn State. I'm still looking Penn State to upset them, maybe, because they just been playing so good.
Like I said, yeah, they
Boise
played well against Ohio State.
Yeah. I'm liking Penn State a lot better than Boise. Boise's been good, but Penn State looks better.
Yeah, I'm going with Penn State. Notre Dame versus Georgia.
Oh my God. I'm sorry, Notre Dame. I'm gonna go with Georgia.
You going with Georgia?
I'm liking Georgia a lot better.
See, this is where I disagree.
You think Notre Dame could actually beat Georgia?
See, you don't know what you're going to get.
With Georgia?
Mm-hmm. They've gotten there before, and then they struggle. I know they're one of the best teams, but I just feel like Notre Dame has to get there eventually.
Yeah.
I feel like they have to get there eventually.
They get there, but at the same time, like you said with Notre Dame, they could get there, but also they struggle way too much. And with Georgia, I just feel like they've been there, done that, and they can still do it again.
Yeah, they still have.
They did it 2-3 times in a row. Even last year, yeah, they got like out of it, but at the same time, they played a good Alabama team. Nick Saban's last game.
They still have their system in place.
Yeah. I mean, you could go wherever one you this one. I'm not gonna be mad either way. Whoever you put in there.
Kirby Smart runs a good program, so we gotta go with Georgia. Carson Beck has been a great quarterback. Trevor Etienne has been a great running back.
Yeah.
So it's like they've been a good football team this year.
They've been good all the way around.
So I am going with Georgia.
Okay.
Penn State versus Georgia.
Georgia.
I think this is where we see the upset.
Really? You're like, all right, let's put Penn State in there.
I
I'm not going to
think-
disagree on that one. You know what? Let's put Penn State in there. They haven't done it in a while. Let's do it.
As much as I don't like them, shout out to Daniel Placco. I think Penn State football has been playing a good season this year. They built a program with, I believe their head coach is James Franklin.
I think so.
They're 8-1 in conference play, 11-2 overall,
Yeah. They've been playing really good.
and in a Big Ten with Oregon, Indiana, Penn State, Ohio State, Illinois, Iowa, Michigan. They've been consistent this year. They're 6-1 on home, 5-0 on the road.
That's really good.
They've been playing solid.
11-1.
Yeah, they've been playing
That's really
solid,
good.
consistent football.
Yeah. So you know what? I'm not gonna disagree on that. I'll go with Penn State with the upset.
Yeah, and their quarterback Drew Aller has been playing phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like they've been inconsistent.
Yeah.
And it starts off with their coach,
Mm-hmm.
who's been there for the long run. So it's like they got to get there sooner or later.
Exactly.
So I'm going with Penn State.
I'm not gonna disagree on that one.
And then you got Oregon versus Clemson.
Oregon.
I'm going with Oregon just because I like the play of Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, I think they're good. Oh, wow, so you're going to Penn State versus Oregon?
Penn State versus Oregon.
Two teams that been at the heels of championship. I'm sorry, I'm going with Oregon.
I'm going with Oregon too.
I think Penn State goes for that magical run, but I think Oregon gets the job done.
I agree.
I think it's like their first taste of it, and I don't think they let it go.
I like that bracket.
Yeah.
I think Oregon gets the job done.
I think they do this year.
Dylan Gabriel has been phenomenal for them.
They all been playing phenomenal, honestly. That whole team.
Dylan Gabriel has been phenomenal. You know, we may have different teams advancing, like Penn State,
but at the end result, I think
it's still Oregon.
It's still Oregon.
Oregon's gonna get the job done.
Yeah, I think they're just gonna play phenomenal.
So we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and then Jimmy has a hot take for me. We'll see what it is about. We'll be right back. Should be interesting. It's Jimmy, so you never know. Say about the AFC South. So I think
There was something interesting to say early. You know, they weren't expected to have that 13-game win streak like they did last year.
Mm-hmm.
This is the gift that God has given me to be able to help.
Thanks to the Democrats.
I'm not.
Am I correct?
Why blame? Why you're
I have a question for Carolyn. Carolyn, hold on. I have a question for you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back on the Doug Saravo Show, which is brought to you by Unsolicited Role Models. The role models you may not want, but you may just need. It is Dougie's Sports Talk with Jimmy Drust.
That'd be me.
So, we are going to do things differently in 2025. It's going to be conversational. Lots of hot takes,
Are we doing like beginning of
lots
January
of
or more or
interesting
less
topics.
like into January, like maybe after like into the playoffs?
Well, what we're going to do is for the sports side of it, since it's the playoffs, we'll probably spend like 10 minutes or so talking.
Like how we are now.
Yeah, like 10 minutes talking college, 10 minutes talking
football and everything
yeah.
else.
We don't have to worry about basketball.
Not just yet. Yeah, basketball won't heat up until like.
Hockey ain't really that big yet till like February, March, till we know who's like contenders.
Playoffs. I agree.
Baseball free agency, Soto's already gone, so who's
Yeah, but there's still other like signings that are.
We still gotta wait for Pete. So we'll talk like maybe 10 minutes or so discussing what's going on.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then we'll get into
our whole political,
our hot takes, whatever Jimmy, whatever I have, whatever you have. And then later on, once the Super Bowl's over and, it's not that big news day, we'll have a hot take for the show. Like, the show will be focused on 07 Giants or 08 Patriots or 08 Steelers, who would win that Super Bowl matchup. So that show will be focused on that.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll be fun. All right, so what do you have for me today? Let's hear this.
All right. So I was looking around.
Let's hear it.
And this is going to baseball. So the commissioner might be installing a rule into next year.
I think it's the dumbest thing ever.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, the golden bat.
The golden bat rule. So if people don't understand what it is and everything, it's say that like Tampa and the Yankees are playing, it's bottom of the ninth, and say that I'm gonna put Rizzo out or Bellinger is up. The manager could take out him and then put in Judge. So that's
it's the dumbest and the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
So that's what they're trying to do it just to I guess, make it more interesting to see it like, because they did the same thing for like the, overtime. Somebody goes on second and everything.
It's a whole disadvantage.
Why is it a disadvantage?
So you're telling me if the Rays are playing
The Yankees or whatever you want
the
to put in
Mets,
there. Okay.
and Pete Fairbanks just got through Nimmo, Alonso. Now he has to face a struggling Jeff McNeil or Jose Iglesias.
Mm-hmm.
You're telling me Carlos Mendoza has the right to put in Juan Soto to win the game against your right-handed pitcher?
Mm-hmm.
That's a joke.
It's not official yet.
But that's a joke.
It's a joke, but I just feel like they're doing it just to like spice it up and everything.
It's baseball. It's not a shootout.
It could be a shootout.
No, I don't. We're not even get.
Those
We're
games
not
could
even,
be a shootout.
We're not even going to bring that into the game. Rod Manford, you're an idiot if you do that. I'm sorry, but you're an idiot.
We'll see. Because
It's a disadvantage.
for who though? 'Cause just say it's like bottom of the ninth and Tampa's home, and it's 3-3. Tampa, two players are out. It's the bottom of your rotation. You can't even get
Part
to
of the game.
But then say, I have somebody at first and second.
That's to speed up the game. The extra bait.
That
extra
or
run.
it could be an advantage of your team winning because then you could put your best player in, and then say it's a single. That's game over. You win the game. Are you gonna be mad? Are you gonna be mad that if your team wins off that?
Oh no, but I think it's a disadvantage.
It would be a disadvantage if it went the other way.
But still,
it's more advantage it's more advantage
because when you have the pitchers, they can't. It's no longer where you could bring in a lefty versus a lefty. You have to face three batters.
Well, you can't change
you have to face three batters. So there's the disadvantage. If you're having a righty against Juan Soto, who's a left-handed bat, that's all right.
So hold on, wait. So let's just say he gets through three batters, but they're all like walks, and he gets through the next two, and to go the bat rule gets, there.
I think it's dumb.
But then you could switch your pitcher out, right? Because he already went through five people.
Yeah, but the game.
So why can't you? It's going to be
the game would be over.
But why can't it? Yeah. So then you go with your other best pitcher. That's in the so.
The game would be over.
What do you mean? Like somebody he would get a hit or
if he faces five batters, it's over.
What are you trying to say? Like, what do you mean?
Five batters, the game's already over. There's three bases.
Yeah, but say you get two strikes. Say you walk three.
And you get two strikes. Yeah, then you could.
But somebody else comes up.
Yeah, then you could change your pitcher.
But also the go to bat rule gets like somebody comes up. Say like it's McNeil, Soto comes up. That means okay, you already faced five batters. He's a right-handed hitter.
Yeah, then Soto
I'm gonna put my my left or wherever he's bat against.
Yeah, then Soto can win the game.
But not if your other best pitcher comes.
Yeah, but I still think it's a disadvantage.
It could be, but at the same time, it could go either way. Because like if you went off and you're not gonna be mad at it, hey, you know what? Good job, coach. Good timing on that. Good timing on what you did.
I think it's dumb.
Because it's more of an advantage for the home team if you think about it.
I think it's dumb.
Because say you do the top of like the first inning.
So you're saying Soto could bat twice?
You can. He can. It's a go to bat rule. You can choose whoever. That's the thing. Like say like it's the top rotation. But I feel like you save that for the bottom.
Yeah, but if he's already in the lineup, you shouldn't have that right. He's in the lineup.
Right. I think it's just a rule they're trying to.
No, but if he's already in the lineup, you shouldn't.
Is it right though? Was it more like a rule they put in, or like an advantage?
It's like an advantage.
But it could go for either team though.
I get that, but I just don't think you should do that.
If you're gonna do that, then you should.
Why you support that?
I'm just trying to I'm just trying to get you riled up.
Oh, you are.
Yeah, exactly.
But I just think it's dumb.
You're gonna hold on, I'll say this: if you're gonna do that, then you gotta put a Golden Glove rule. Any pitcher you want to face against him.
You can do that.
No.
Oh, so you're saying like put in
bypass the 3 strike rule if it's.
So put in like Kodai Senga at the bottom of the ninth.
Exactly.
If you do that, then it's fair.
Okay, So,
But I don't think you should have Juan Soto bat up against
it
your.
could be anybody though. He's not just Juan.
No, I know, but they're gonna
It's
go
your
with.
best. We'll have if you want Alonso up, like Alonso, just like last sit-in, didn't hit nothing, but then you bring him back in for next.
Yeah, and then he strikes out.
Yeah, exactly. So it's 50-50. It's not going to be like instant. You're gonna win the game. He can strike out. Anybody can strike out. It's not going to be rigged where it's going to be right there, but it's your best player who you want to bring up. If they do that, they should have a Golden Glove rule for the pitchers.
Yeah, bring in the new pitcher.
You
the
should
pitcher
be allowed
want.
to if they're going to do that.
But here's the thing: this ain't a video game. This ain't MLB The Show.
I know. But at the same point, it's making it look like they're doing it though. That's what it seems like they're trying to do.
I get that, but a lot of blue collar guys, a lot of blue collar baseball fans love the way the game used to be.
Well, also that's also the older generation that like grew up with that and everything. Now they're trying to like get into the new generation.
I get that part, but still, I
Yeah.
think it's dumb.
I
Always
think
have, always will.
I think it could be a little ridiculous, but if they do the other, like if they do what I said, the Golden Glove rule, to put any pitcher, if you're going to do that, they have every right to put any pitcher they want in there.
Yeah.
Especially if it's the last out. If it's the last out, like if it's like bottom of the ninth, last out, bases loaded, or second and first, you should be allowed to put whatever you want.
But come playoff time, that's a no-go.
It should not. No, I'll say this: does not include playoffs.
Come playoff time, that's a no-go.
If they're going to include playoffs, I wouldn't like that. I think it's you have to do what it's dealt.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I just feel like I don't really care for the rule, but at the same time, you got to give some substitution for it.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like if you're going to do that, you got to put like a Golden Glove rule in there where
you got to add
any
a pitcher
or something along the lines. Like maybe it has to be your last person or whatever it is. Or it has to be or it could be somebody that's on a DH. That would be better, honestly.
Can be.
Wouldn't you like that better if it's like somebody from the DH?
So bring in who, like Ohtani?
Like whoever's on the DH that night, and like you just swap it.
Yeah, so if your DH is like
Yeah,
Vientos, then it's Vientos. I don't think you should be like, hey, Soto, come up.
Yeah,
even though I would love that, but
I think if you pick somebody from the DH, like whoever's designated hitter that night,
like your designated hitter should bat, not hey Soto, come up.
Yeah, I would like that better, honestly, because then you got some hidden gems in the DH for any team, honestly. If like, you've been hitting good tonight, I'm gonna give you a shot. Don't fuck it up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what it is.
All right, so before we wrap up this show, this has been Jimmy's last episode.
Why? You didn't like that hot take?
No, because I'm giving you off for Christmas.
But look what you did, though. See, it got you all riled up and everything.
It did.
That's what hot take's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So
but next week is Christmas, so we're going to take a break.
Oh, so we're going to be off for...
Yeah, because we got to work Thursday, so I'd rather just...
Yeah, or we can always do a pre-recorded one, too.
Yeah, we could always work on a pre-recorded one.
Yeah, we could always do one, like, Tuesday or something like that.
Yeah, we work on something, but I figured...
Well, because, what time go in Tuesday?
Tuesday's Christmas Eve.
You're working Christmas Eve. You're working Christmas Eve like I am.
No, I know, but...
Yeah, so what time do you go in, I'm asking?
Oh, 6.
6 to 12:30?
Yeah, or 1:30.
1:30?
I think, yeah, I think
They gave me 7 hours?
Yeah, I think it's 6,
Oh, they
7.
gave me 6 hours on that day.
Oh, lucky you.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you want to do something like after that, like we're episode that day before Christmas Eve,
Yeah, maybe we could pre-record something.
something like that, or we can do it from home and everything.
Yeah, we'll work on something.
Yeah, we'll work on something.
I was trying to give Jimmy the day off.
I really don't care. You gotta work. You gotta work. Like
I know, right?
Like you gotta work. You gotta work. I'm not gonna complain, but yeah, I mean after Christmas, I don't think you want to do a fucking podcast, especially you're gonna be working that day. I don't blame you. It's up to you. We can do something, or we can always do like. Or you can always do like an episode of like an old episode, or combine all the episodes or something like that.
Oh yeah, we'll work on something.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll put like highlights, bloopers. Who knows?
Something like that.
We'll
Or highlights.
do
Oh, highlights for the years.
Oh yeah, we could do that for the day after.
Isn't that better? Because then you could do like a part 1 and part 2.
Yeah, I could get some clips edited.
Yeah, exactly. You could do like
hey, Jimmy with the idea.
See, you could do one for like Christmas and everything. Like you could put out that Thursday, and then do like part 1 and part 2 would be after New Year's.
Oh yeah, well. We'll put something together,
Exactly.
like the best highlights of the shows.
Exactly.
The best hot takes.
And maybe bloopers.
Yeah, we'll figure something
There's
out.
definitely bloopers on there.
But there won't be a live show on the day after Christmas.
Yeah, I agree on that one. I think we definitely do need a little bit of a break.
Jimmy will be back on January.
I hope so.
Unless we got to see the schedule. Because we're working the day. I'm working that Thursday.
So am I.
Yeah, that would be easy for you to come by.
Yeah. Look, I think I'm 6 hours or 7 hours, whatever day I am.
But Jimmy is on the show. Jimmy's not fired.
No, Jimmy just had a hot take that Doug didn't agree with.
But it's stupid. We all know it's stupid.
It's stupid, but at the same time, it could work in another.
It can.
It can. But like I said, if they got to integrate that other rule, if they're going to do that, that should be fair. You can't just do one side and I can't switch a pitcher out. That makes no sense.
Yeah, that's where it's disadvantage. Because if I have my pitcher that's not good against Soto, I'm not leaving him in there.
Yeah. Especially like my best player. And maybe I have one more hot take in my head I just thought up too.
Like if Edwin Diaz struggles against Judge, would you want Edwin Diaz facing Judge at that time?
No. You could switch out and just put in like Peterson or somebody.
Yeah.
That's been playing real good.
All right, what was the last one you had?
So
that
I
just
actually
came
have
up
one in
in
my
your
head actually. So we all know how, I think I put it in chat, Michael Penix is starting for the Falcons.
Yeah.
Do we think that Kirk Cousins is not if Penix plays really good in the next couple games and gets maybe a playoff spot for them, do we think that Kirk Cousins leaves and goes somewhere else?
Varies what the Atlanta Falcons want to do with his contract.
Because, somebody's going to have to pay a chunk out of that contract.
Because it's dead money.
It is dead money.
So if they don't want to pay him, then...
But do you think that they're gonna give him another shot, or you think they're
I
done?
don't know. I think they're done.
If Michael Penix plays good in the next 3 weeks,
If the Falcons get into the playoffs with Penix, then I think they're done. I think they're done with Kirk.
and where do you think he goes?
It varies.
So who do you think will be?
Because I think the New York Giants are going to go after a quarterback.
But do you think they draft?
But you do not want that quarterback ran in there and struggle because they're not ready to win now. If you want a veteran guy, then bring in Kirk and let your rookie learn from Kirk.
Okay, but that means the Giants had to take like a big pay cut from him, like from that. It's like they have to take some capital away from that contract.
Yeah, and if they have to, they have to. This team ain't winning now, so whatever.
Yeah, but I don't. I think
If not, I could see him going to a team.
If I'm a Giants fan like you are, I think I should bite the bullet for the next couple of years and get a rookie and try to develop that offensive line and receiving core. Defense is okay. They could get the job done. You could get somebody off, like they could come over that wants some money. You could pay him and everything, blah, blah, blah. But your offense needs a lot of work. You found a hidden gem in Tracy.
Yeah.
Tracy's your hidden gem that you found in the draft.
We have a running back.
He's a very good running back. Singletary, I think he's done. I think he leaves. But if I'm without, because there's going to be a market also for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Rodgers wants to leave, do one more year.
Mm-hmm.
He's done with the Jets.
Time will tell. I can't really. I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to
Because
be
those
fun.
are the two quarterbacks that are like, they're older, but
It's going to be an interesting quarterback carousel. I'll tell you that
if
much.
you had to pick, would you want Cousins or Rodgers?
I don't know.
Or you know what? I'll throw another one in there.
I feel like they're the same.
I'll throw another one in there. He's younger. Justin Fields.
I take Justin.
Okay. I feel like his ceiling's up, but I just feel like he'll be going back to the same.
I take Justin Fields.
But I feel like Justin Fields if he goes to the Giants, he goes back to the same spot he did in Chicago. Offensive line's not good. Receiving core is decent to minimum, and the defense is here at miss. He'll be going back to the same situation in Chicago. When he was in Pittsburgh, he had a great offensive line and a great defense that could help him, and he went 4-2.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I just feel like I think he's gone from Pittsburgh. I'll love to keep him, but at the same time, I think we found a guy in Russell Wilson for the next 4 years.
Yeah,
I think he's there for the next.
And I always supported that.
Did you?
No.
Exactly. I want a clip of that one. If you could give me a clip and send it to me about what you said about Russell Wilson.
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty out there.
I want all of it.
I'm sure there's plenty.
I want receipts.
We have receipts.
Yeah, I want receipts.
We also have receipts that he said Joe Burrow was going to suck.
I did, yeah. But I also said the Bengals were going to suck, and look what happened.
Okay, things happen.
I get one right and one wrong. I'll take that. But like I said though, everybody was so hyping up on that team. Yeah, Joe Burrow was great, but at the same time, that team sucks. That team genuinely sucks, and I'm sorry. I think Higgins is going to leave next year. I think he goes to a team that needs a number 2 guy or a number 1 guy. It could be. I think I have 2 teams in mind. New England, because I think Drake May is going to be better, and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh could use a number 2 guy.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun off season.
And then they got Brown from for Cincinnati. He's a good gem. They found it running back.
Mm-hmm.
I think Moss is just garbage. I think he's done. I think Cincinnati next year could be a good offense, but their defense is going to just take at least a couple of years to be better. Because I think they're going to lose a couple of the defender corners. I think Kelton might be leaving. I think Bell might be gone. I think Henderson might be gone. I think he wants to go somewhere else because he's on his last leg of his contract.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he wants to stay there. I don't blame him. I think he wants to leave and go somewhere where he could go contend. And it's going to leave your team vulnerable. And I think maybe with Cleveland, they maybe go for a quarterback, like a veteran. So I think they should just take Watson's contract out of the way. Take it done.
Yeah.
I think you keep Winston for the next couple of years because he's a good backup. And also, I think they found another gem in Judy. Judy's been playing phenomenal.
Yeah, he has been.
He's been playing phenomenal lately.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody wrote him off. But also, the same thing with Russell. He was in Denver.
Yeah, bad system.
Bad system. And yeah, they're great this year.
System quarterback.
Yeah. All right, you could get away with that because Joe Burrow is playing fantastically and everything. So I can't.
Yeah.
You could get away with that. At the same time, you're saying Russell Wilson's a system quarterback?
Yeah.
How? How's it his fault that the system that he got
Russell Wilson,
how he got
system quarterback.
He got played.
And you could hear more about it next Thursday, December 26th. We'll see everybody.
You piece of food.
Then. No, I'm not a piece of crap. They'll listen to it then.
Oh, you piece.
Especially going back to Columbus down.
Why? They were horrible this year.
Malibu and the diner.
These leaders of these countries